Today we're gonna go from this to this. Basically putting lipstick on a pig. You know, a little lipstick on a giant turd. I hate this car. Maybe I'll learn to like it. First thing you wanna do is just place it on here and get everything aligned. You will be surprised how much just a couple centimeters off this way or that way makes a difference. Depending on which spoiler you get, some of them end here, some of them go all the way, some of them are just in the middle. This one goes all the way to the edge. I wanted a really big spoiler, so it doesn't look like all the little OEM spoilers that come on most of these where people add them, or the ones on the performance model. So get it lined up. This is not tacked on. You can see I've got the spacing right on that side, identical on this side, and then also make sure you're bringing it back or forward in a few different positions and get it to line up as best you can. One mistake a lot of people make is that they won't have it too far enough forward or far enough backward, and what you'll end up with as a result is you'll tack it on and everything, and then these edges might be a little bit separate from the body panel, or the middle might not sit totally flush. As you can see here, I've got it lined up just perfect to where all the lines are flush against the body. And you want to check down here as well, make sure it's flush along the body, all along the entire thing. Now what you want to do is get yourself some blue painter's tape and tape yourself some guidelines all around the edges. It doesn't have to be around the entire thing unless you really want to. Mainly here, this line right here, along this edge, maybe a couple of spots in the middle, and then along this edge as well. That way you can use those as guidelines once you take this off and remove the film over the adhesive strips and then tack it back on. Here's what I meant. So you want to kind of follow the edges. You want to give yourself a little guideline, like a template, if you will, to follow. And you want to put that tape all the way up against the actual edge. And the same thing on this side now. You're going to be lining this up from the top, right? You're going to be holding this thing side to side from here and from over there. So you want to put the tape in as many spots that are easy for you to see and follow the line. Some of this is going to depend on the shape of your spoiler and the shape of your trunk and how all of it lines up. So use this as a guideline of what to do. As far as where you put the tape and how you line things up, that's going to depend on which spoiler you use and your particular vehicle. Next thing I'm going to do is take this off. We're just going to place it on top of this ugly vehicle of ours. Now go back and just gently rub your hand over all the tape so that it doesn't move. You want it nice and stuck down. Do that over all of these. And then the next step after that is cleaning and prep, which is very important. I've seen people not clean, not prep, or not do it well enough, and they end up with their wing flying off. Now keep in mind, even on an expensive vehicle, like here's our Mercedes EQS, all these spoilers are attached the same way. Doesn't matter if you have a BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Toyota, crap box, or whatever it is you're driving. These all attach the same way. They're all attached with that same 3M adhesive, and it's all in the prep work, not only cleaning, but aligning it properly so that all of the surfaces sit flat against each other. Oops, had to take a phone call. Got dark, but we'll go ahead and finish this. Now, you want to get some isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol from your drugstore, the grocery store. Get yourself a few paper towels. What I'm going to do is fold up one of these paper towels like so. Make it a little thick so it'll hold some alcohol. Then we're going to put it right on top of here and flip this upside down a few times to get some alcohol on it. Now we're going to take this and just rub down this entire matting surface. And what we want to do by doing this is get all the wax, the oil, residue, dirt, all those things off. Now, I'm going to do this one time with this paper towel, throw this paper towel away, do it again with a second one, throw that away, do it again with a third one, throw that away, and then come back with either a clean paper towel or a microfiber cloth and wipe it down one last time. Don't be afraid to get your paper towel soaking with alcohol. You want a bunch of it on there because alcohol is really good at removing dirt and oil and grease. If you've ever ceramic coated a vehicle, you would know that that is one of the important steps in prepping the paint before you apply your ceramic coat, to get all the grease and wax and everything off the surface. Now grab a clean microfiber cloth and I'm going to wipe it all down. Wipe it one time with one side, flip it over to a clean side, wipe it again, and just for good measure, we're gonna fold it one more time and wipe a third time. All right, now we are ready to get our adhesive strips ready and get this spoiler put on. Here's the bottom of the spoiler. You see the red strips, that's the adhesive strips. The red piece on top is just the film that protects the surface of the adhesive, like that. You peel it off and that part's sticky. So what you would do is take this entire strip off, position it, and then tack it on gently. What I'm going to do, because I'm just a little weird like that, and I don't trust these Ching Chang parts. I don't trust what kind of adhesive they use, if it's actually 3M or not. Who knows? I'm gonna remove all this adhesive across the entire thing, and I'm gonna use some extremely strong 3M Scotch double-sided foam tape. This is the extremely strong one that holds 30 pounds per, what is it, like square foot or something like that, square inch, whatever it is. It's the very strong one. Okay, I'm ready to eat crow. I think that is 3M adhesive. That stuff was strong as all hell. So I had started on the edge here and here. I got it peeled up to about here, and I stopped, and I didn't remove the rest of that strip. I went ahead and filled this corner back in with some 3M adhesive, the same, I think it's the same exact tape. Same here, and then I added 3 strips here in the middle. I think that's gonna be probably overkill, but plenty to keep this thing on. So now what I'm gonna do is rub my finger across all of these strips, including the ones that were on there from the manufacturer. Make sure they have good adhesion, because this stuff does require a little bit of pressure to adhere to whatever surfaces it's on. Now you'll want to take the red film off of all these pieces, which is sometimes a little bit of a pain, so take your time. All right, this thing's ready to go on. What I'm going to do now is align it with the corners. This corner right here and this corner right here. I'm going to gently place it on there. Obviously, this thing is sticky, so it'll try to tack on there. I'm not going to push on it. I'm just going to gently place it on there so that if I need to reposition it, I can. Now I have it on there. It's still not firm, right? It's just barely placed on there. I've got this corner lined up. You can see that these are good. I've got this corner lined up. You can see that the surfaces are all touching the panel, so there's no gaps anywhere. You want to check there. Check all along the edge. Make sure there's no gaps. You get good contact between the vehicle's panel and the spoiler. Check the bottom as well. Make sure you've got no obvious gaps. You can see light through there because it's not pushed down. You're just seeing the wing sitting up because the adhesive is not pushed down yet. So now you don't want to push on the very edge because this thing will go boop like that, pop off. Now I'm going to go along the entire thing, just gently push here, 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 and so on all the way towards the end. I'm not going to start on the 2 edges. I'm going to start in the middle and apply pressure and go outwards a little bit on each side until I get to the edges and then come back. If you are in an area where it is cold outside, I'm in Texas. It's not very cold. It's about 75 outside here. If you're in an area where it's cold outside, these types of adhesives don't like fully adhering in the cold. Get a hair dryer. Warm up that surface. the metal first before you put the spoiler on. Run that hairdryer across the adhesive strips on the spoiler as well. Don't get them hot enough to where they're going to melt and be a bonehead. Just get them warm, and then place this thing on, and I promise you it will stick much better. If you really want to, after you finish, park it outside in the sun the next day too, and that sun will come down on it. This is black, it'll absorb some heat, and you'll get some heat on there, and after a few hours in the sun, just go out there and press on it again, and it'll get that thing to adhere really nicely. There we go. All done. What do you guys think? I think it at least makes the car stand out a little bit. So it's not like every other Model Y. At least, you know, from the back. The rest of it still looks like every white Model Y. It just drives me nuts. Not really used to driving cars that so many other people have, but it is the right car for this point in our life. And I still got that 80 series that now that my LX 570's gone, I'm starting to work on more with my son. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful, and maybe I'll pick up some new subscribers from the Tesla community. And I'll show you Tesla guys some of the other projects on my channel. We can all share war stories. God, does anybody want that flowery chair? I've been trying to get rid of it for a month. Nobody on Facebook will take it. It was cool 15 years ago when we bought it. It's just hideous. Do you want it? Let me know.